Okay, for today, we will have to discuss the work, power, and the energy. So, so the definition of the energy is this a vital part of our daily lives. So our day-to-day activities involve the use of energy in order to perform work. So the food we eat gives our bodies energy for movement. When we move something like a push cart, work is done. Whether work is done, energy chart change into different form. So the term work has explicit, so the quantity and the operational definition. For work to be done, three conditions must be met. So number one, there must be a force acting on an object. Number two, the object has to move a certain distance called the displacement. And for the number three, there must be a component of force in the direction of the motion. So this will be ito yung tinatawag natin. So from here, ito yung nandito sa ating GIF. So from this part, ito, papunta siya doon. So there will be a work na natapos siya. And also here, yung pulling ay an object, yung kabaliktaran nito, there is a applied force and also the F cosine theta. Now, this is the formula for the work. The formula for the work is F times S times cosine theta, where F is the force, S is the displacement, or you can use this as D to simplify para hindi masyadong malito. Yung S pwede natin palitan ng D. And the angle, cosine theta, because we are referring to the x-axis. Pag y-axis, wala na siyang cosine kasi that's for the sine na siya. Pinag-usapan natin dito is the cosine only. Example of work na the application of work here. Example, yung babae dito, di ba, tinutulak niya yung carton o yung box. So the direction of the force is going to the right. So, and the direction of the motion is going to the right. So there is a may work ba daw? Yes, there is a work kasi yung force at saka yung direction ay the same sila ng pinupuntahan. Here, for number 2, carry a backpack. Now, yung force dito is yung nandito sa part na to, yung sa shoulder part. So, kasi mabigat yung backpack. Pero, yung movement ng babae ay papunta sa right. So, they are indifferent sila. Different sila ng direction. Yung isa, yung force ay pataas while yung direction is papunta sa kanan. So, there is no work na nangyari. The next we have is lifting a grocery bag. So, lifting, so going up, and the direction of the motion is going up also. So, meron siyang work. Then, here, carrying a grocery bag, yung force papunta sa taas against, then the direction is going to the right. So there is no force. There is no work na nangyari dito. So again, the work is mangyayari lang ng work kapag the direction of the force and the direction of the motion is the same. And gagamitin lang yung cosine theta kapag meron siyang given along with the x-axis or along with the horizontal. Pero kung along with the vertical, hindi siya gagamitin. Example dito, we have a porter pulls a 10 kg luggage along the level ground for 5 meters by exerting a force of 20 Newton at an angle of 30 degrees with the horizontal shoulder through a vertical distance of 1.5 meter and carries it for another 5 meters. So, yung isa, hinila niya by 30 degrees na nag-exert siya ng 20 newtons, hinila niya. Tapos, after niyang hilahin ay dinalan niya which has another 5 meters. Then, for the letter A, how much work does he do in pulling? So, yung paghila. For the letter D, yung pag-lift, yung pag-carry lang. pagbuhat, rather. And for the letter C, carrying the luggage on his shoulder, o yung pagbuhat. Okay, so let's identify the given in the problem. So magkakaroon tayo dito ng force, which is considered as a, for the letter A, the given for the letter A is the force, which is 20 Newton. The theta is equal to 30 degrees. And the distance is equal to 5 meters. Along with the horizontal tayo, ito muna tayo, that's 5 meters. Along with the horizontal. So, we need to find for the W. So, W is equal to F cosine B, or pwedeng F times S times cosine theta, cosine theta, and D. Pwede naman magkabalibaliktad silang letters kasi they are multiplication. So, magkakaroon tayo dito ng work is equal to, magkakaroon tayo ng 20 cosine 30 degrees times kung ating distance or displacement, which is 5. So, what will be the answer? Please compute this. 20 cosine 30, 5. Or you can 100 times cosine 30. Kasi 20 times 5 is 100.
$86.60 po.
86 point?
60 po.
60. So, joule. Ang unit pala ng work ay joule. J-O-U-L-E. Joule. Pag plural, it's joules. Ayan. Or consider as letter J lang, joules. Okay pa? Okay, dito, B is for given natin dito. Ayan. So, given natin is magkakaroon tayo dito ng mass, which is equal to 10 kilogram. Tapos, yung D is 1.5 meters. So, ito ay lifting, ito ay binuhat. So, therefore, the direction is going upward. Magkakaroon tayo, the given that we have to find is find for the W or for the work. But before finding for the work, kasi meron tayong given dito is mass and the distance, wala tayong force. Now, to find for the force, gamit tayo ng mg or mass times the gravity. Then, for the mass, magkakaroon tayo dito ng 10 times 9.8. Bakit siya 9.8? Kasi this is the gravity na may application siya ng gravity. So, therefore, yung force natin, that's 10 times 9.8, this will be 98 Newton. Then, after that, we can now find for the W. W is equal to F times D. So, wala siyang cosine. Bakit siya walang cosine? Kasi, yung cosine natin is along with the horizontal. Ayan, yung kagaya kanina, meron siyang 30 degrees along with the horizontal. Itong ating for the letter B is lifting, binuhat siya. So, therefore, ang applicable dito is the sine theta. Kaso, in our formula is F is equal to F times T times cosine theta. So, therefore, hindi applicable si sine theta, kaya wala tayong cosine theta sa given. Kasi along with the vertical to. So, magkakaroon tayo ng F, which is 98 times 1.5. Ito yung itinaas na. That's 1.5. So, W, what will be 98 times 1.5?
147 po.
147, walang decimal.
Wala po.
Okay, so 147 joules. Ayan. So, kapag sumag kayo sa Edmodo later is just only a number or with decimal. Wala na siyang unit. Yun lang naman yun. Now, for the letter C, sabi dito, carrying the luggage on his shoulder. What ano yung possible na solution? Is there a work in this given carrying the luggage on his shoulder? What do you think will be the answer? Okay, for the letter C, wala naman yung idea. So, for the letter C, the force on the luggage is perpendicular to the direction of the motion. So, the distance moved in the direction of the force is 0. Kasi carrying na to. So, therefore, work is 0. So, the porter does no work in carrying the luggage. So, magkakaroon tayo dito as the same with this. Ito yun. Kaso ito yung sa porter ay nasa shoulder. The same lang naman siya ng illustration. So, ano siya, walang work na possible siya. So, work here is 0. In-order ko yun.
In-order ko yun.
Okay, question? Why it's 0? The work is 0? Kasi there is no work done for the letter C kasi yun ay binuhat na. Okay? Next, when a box is pushed at a horizontal distance of 0.5 by horizontal force of 10 Newton, how much work is done? Yan. In illustration, the given that meron tayo dito, the force is equal to 10 Newton and the displacement or the distance na meron tayo is 0.5. What will be possible solution, the solution here? So, kunin natin dito as we need to find for W again. So, tayo ng solution natin. Kanan tayo ng F is equal to force times T times cosine theta. So, meron tayong cosine dito na pwedeng i-apply si cosine theta pero along with the horizontal lang siya. So, W pala ito, sorry. W. So, magkakaroon tayo dito ng force which is 10 times yung D natin or the displacement is 0.5 cosine. Now, what will be our angle? It's 0. So, therefore, wala din yan. It's cosine 0. Cosine 0. Ano yung cosine 0 natin? Check natin. Cosine 0 is 1. So, be equal to 1. Now, if you're going to multiply 10 times 0.5, so our work here is just only 5 joules. Kasi times 1 lang naman siya. So, 5 joules. Okay? Question? Clarification? Ano naman? Okay pa ba dyan? Okay, next. We have the power. The power is the quantity that describes how much work is done in a period of time. So, the power is equal to work over time. And it can be, the work is, yung gamitin natin yung formula natin, that will be force times the displacement, then over the time. So, the power can be also equal to force times displacement over the time. And also, the power is equal to the force times the velocity. So, yun yung mga formula natin. It can be also that the power is equal to Wt, where W is m times g times the displacement of d or the distance over the t, or is equal also to the force times the velocity. So, the unit is watt, which is equal to joule over seconds. So, yun yung mga formula natin. Nakopya na ba ang formula? Okay na, can we go to the example? Okay, so let's go now with the example. So the example din natin dito is what power output in watts and in horsepower does a 48 kilogram person have when he climbs a stair of 4-meter high in just 3.5 seconds. So meron tayong 48 kilogram person na umakyat ng hagdan na 4-meter high in just 3.5 seconds. So the given natin dito, we will have here the mass, which is 48 kilogram. The displacement is 4 meter, and the time na inano lang niya, inakyat na lang yung 4 meter high is 3.5 meters. Now, the solution na kailangan natin dito is we need to use the P is equal to, or the power is equal to W over T, where W is equal to pwede naman natin gamitin yung force times the displacement, yung S over the T, and this will be equal to yung force natin. Pwede natin siyang gamitin na 4 times S over T, which is also equal to mg delta S over T. Yan. Equal lang sila to make it simplify. So, magkakaroon tayo dito na gamitin natin to, pinaka last part. So, mg times delta S over T. So, this will be equal to, ang ating mass is 48 times 9.8. So, that is the gravity, due to gravity. Then, our S is 4 over yung time natin is 3.5. So, therefore, the power na kailangan natin dito is what? Can you compute? Can you please compute this?
537.6 po.
537.6.
6.
Ayun. May drama. Anong drama yun? 0.6, then this will be what? Yan. So, magkakaroon ng 537.6 watt. That's the answer for the power. Now, may tanong dito na sabi dyan is in horsepower. Kailangan daw natin narinig nyo na ba itong horsepower na to? Ito yung horsepower, sa pag bibili ka ng aircon, meron dyang 1 horsepower, 0.6 horsepower. Ito yung lakas. So, we need to convert into horsepower. So, the conversion, convert into HP. Dito yung laptop, ha? That's the horsepower. So, magkakaroon tayo dito ng 537.6. Multiply natin yung 1 horsepower, 1 HP. It is equivalent siya ng 746 watt. 746 W. So, therefore, magkakaroon tayo ng 0.72 HP as the horsepower. Yun lang naman yun. Okay, question. Kung hindi naman tanong sa horsepower, ay di ba na i-convert? Yun lang naman yun. Baka makasalubong nyo kasi sa horsepower. Okay, so let's have another example. So, a forklift raises a package to a delivery truck load platform 1.5 meter above the ground. So, the motor is capable of delivering 50 watt of power. Assuming the energy is dissipated, what minimum time is required for the lift to raise a 20 kilogram package from the ground to the platform? So, the given natin dito is the displacement, or the S is 1.5, so that is the distance. The P, or the power, which is 50 watt, and the mass, which is 20 kilogram. So, ang kinukuha natin dito ay ayan. Solution: in order for the package to be raised, the leaf should exert force at least equal to the weight of the package, which is yung gamit natin. Pumuna na tayo dito ng W or the work. Okay, that's not the work, that is the power, the force. So gamitin ulit natin yung W is equal to mg, or this can be equal to force is equal to mg. Bakit ba ko W ng W? Kasi this will be equal to yung mass natin is 20 times 9.8. Kaya na nga po ito. That's F is equal to mg. So, if you're going to multiply 20 times 9.8, magkakaroon tayo dito na excited. Yung force natin dito is 20 times 9.8, that will be
196 po.
ayan, tama-tama, 196 Newton. Then we can now use the P, power is equal to F delta S over T. So, inahanap natin is the time. So, multiply natin ito dito. So, nakakala yan P and T is equal to F delta S. So, divide both side by P and P. Cancel out. So, your T is equal to F delta S over P. So, this will be equal to yung F natin, of course, is 196 times yung delta S natin is 1.5. The power is 50 watt. So, therefore, the time, compute po. Time 196 times 1.5 divided by 50. This will be equal to
5.88 po.
5.88 seconds. So this is the minimum time requires for the leaf to raise a 20 kilogram package from a ground to the platform. 5.88 seconds. Question? Clarification? Okay naman. May kailangan bang ulitin? So let's the energy. Sorry, 340. So the given natin dito is we will have the energy is needed in order to carry out changes in an object on an object. There are two types of energy. We have the kinetic energy, the energy of motion, and the potential energy, stored energy due to object's position. So in here, example natin dito yung bola rolling in the upward and downward the hill. So yun yung ating example ng ating kinetic. Kinetic is yung bola is going upward. Tapos pagdating nyo doon sa taas, let's consider as a potential energy kasi tumitigil siya. Then going downward is also considered as the kinetic energy. So you have to remember that kinetic is moving while potential is not moving. So potential energy or the PE has the formula of P is equal to mgh. Ito yung ating formula. While which has the m is equal to the mass, and that's in kilogram. The g is 9.8. That's the gravity, and the height is in meter. Then example natin dito, the mass of the ball, the height above the ground. So then this will be the example. So the mass of the ball is 0.2. The height is 5 meters, and we need to find for the potential energy. So therefore, we have to use the P is equal to mgh. So we have this is the m, the g, and the height is 5 meters. So dito siya ginamit. So enable to determine the PE, we need to multiply 0.2 by 9.8. So multiply natin to. Nakaroon tayo ng answer of 1.96. Then this 1.96 multiply natin siya sa 5, which is the height. So therefore, magkakaroon tayo ng 9.8 joules as the potential energy of the given. Question? That's how to get for the PE, or the potential energy. Okay, next is the kinetic energy. For the kinetic energy, the formula is KE is equal to 1/2 mv squared, where your m is mass and v is for the velocity, and KE is the kinetic energy. So kinetic energy is moving. So ito, example natin dito, the velocity na meron tayo dito is 6 meter per seconds. Now, then the mass of the ball is 0.2. Now, we have to use the 1/2 times 0.2, that is the mass of the ball, times the 6 meter per seconds. Then, meron tayong square dito. We have to remember na square siya. So, kapag may square, i-square natin siya. Kaya nagkaroon tayo ng 1/2, 0.2, kaya nagkaroon tayo ng 36 kasi 6 times 6 ay 36. Then m times m, that is m squared. S times s, that is s squared. Then multiply lang natin 1/2 times 0.2 times 36. Magkakaroon tayo dito ng 3.6 joules as the kinetic energy. Okay pa. Okay, the next is the formula for mechanical energy. Mechanical energy, ME is equal to KE plus PE. So, kinetic energy plus the potential energy. So, the mechanical energy is equal to 1/2 mv squared plus mgh. So, again, the m is for the mass, the v is for the velocity, for the g is for the gravity, and h is for the height. So, that is the mechanical energy, the combination of the kinetic and the potential. So, formula for the mechanical energy, ME before is equal to ME after. So, yung mechanical energy before ay equals lang sa mechanical energy after. So, the formula na gagamitin natin dito, ito na lang ang kunin. Ito. So, we will have the mghi, where I is the initial, is equal plus 1/2 mv sub I. It's also initial, then squared. Is equal to mghf, that is the final, plus 1/2 mv final squared. So again, we will have the initial and the final, or before and after. Now, in this formula, kung wala yung given sa problem, then we have to eliminate the formula. Not really the formula. We have to eliminate the variable kung wala sa given yung hinahanap para mapabilis lang yung pag-solve. So, yun po. So, nakuha na. So, example natin dito. So, a baseball player throw a baseball straight upward with a velocity of 17 meter per second. So, the question is, how high? Wait lang. The question is, how high does the ball go? Letter B, how fast it is traveling when it is at the height of 10 meter and then its way down. So, the given meron tayo dito is yung given natin, which is the velocity of 17 meter per second. What do you think is this velocity? Is this initial or this is final? Anyone? What do you think is the velocity of 17 meter per second? Is this initial or this is final?
Initial po.
Okay, so this is initial. So given natin is the VI, which is 17 meter per second. Now, what do you think is the BF of this given? If the initial is 17, upward siya, then what is the BF? Kung hinalo siya pataas. Nalimutan na sa initial and final velocity. Ang projectile motion. Kapag ang projectile motion ay nakarating sa taas, ano nangyayari sa kanyang velocity? It turn into what? Wild guess. Remember the past. Turn into Nathan. What's the answer?
0, sir.
Okay, it turned into 0. Kasi na-reach na niya yung maximum height niya. So therefore, the final velocity will be equal to 0. Now, in able to solve the given, gagamit tayo ng solution natin. Dito na natin ilagay sa bila. So, magagamit ng mg h sub I plus 1/2 mv squared. This is I then. Is equal to mg hf, final, plus 1/2 of mbf then squared. Since wala tayong final velocity, ika-cancel natin ito. So that's 0. So therefore, mawawalan na tong part na to. Ayan. I say that's 0. Wala tayong final velocity. Though we have the initial velocity. So wala din tayong initial velocity. Wala tayong initial height. So wala siya sa problem. So therefore, cancel din to. So anong natira natin? Meron tayong 1/2 m vi squared is equal to mg hf. So for the letter A, how does the ball go? Hinahanap natin is the hf or the final height, ito yung mataas. So therefore, we have to divide the given by mg. So cancel to. So nakaroon tayo ng h sub f is equal to 1/2. So the mvi squared over mg. Then substitute. This will be equal to ang ating cancel din pala tong m, sorry, dito. So iayusin lang natin. Pares nas pala silang may m. So this will be equal to vi squared b sub I squared over 2g. So this will be equal to ang ating initial velocity is 17, then squared over 2 times 9.8. So magkakaroon tayo ng sagot na 17 squared, then divided by 2 times 9.8. Anyone, what will be the answer?
14.74 po.
14.74
74 po.
that this will be meter. Okay, so that's how to get for the height. Next, for the letter B, how fast is traveling when it's at the height of 10 meter and its way down? So ganun ulit. Gamit ulit tayo ng ating for the letter B. Gamit tayo ng mgh ulit. mgh sub I plus 1/2 mvi then squared is equal to mghf plus 1/2 mvf then squared. Now, in this case, again, wala tayong initial velocity. The height, initial height rather. So, cancel out yan. Then, ang natira dito is, kinukuha natin dito ay, so natiran tayo ng 1/2 mvi then squared is equal to mghf plus 1/2 mvf squared. So, ang gagawin natin dito, since kinukuha natin yung vf, ito, yung final velocity. So, lilipat natin ito dito. So, magkakaroon tayo dito ng ng 1/2 mvf squared is equal to 1/2 of mvi minus mghf. Sundan po ba? Ayan. Inaano pa lang natin yung formula natin. So, since ang hinahanap natin ay multiply tayo na tanggalin natin yung 1/2. So, multiply tayo ng 2 para matanggal natin yung 1/2. So, pag tinanggal natin yung 1/2, going here, so magkakaroon tayo ng mvf squared is equal to vi b sub I minus 2 mghf. So, yan. Then, we can cancel, since ang hinahanap natin ay bf squared, so, divide natin siya ng m, divide natin ng m, divide natin ng m. So, cancel to, tsaka ito. So, magkakaroon tayo ng vf squared is equal to vi squared, rather, minus 2 ghf. Yan na. So, magkakaroon na tayo given dito. So, yung vi natin, initial velocity is 17 squared minus 2 times 9.8. Then yung HF natin from the given is 10. So times 10 tayo. So therefore, VF squared is equal to, paki-compute po. Tapos yung sagot ay i-square root nyo na. Or paki-square root yung sagot na. 17 squared minus 2 times 9.8 times 10. 10 square. Kasi kailangan, BF lang yung kailangan natin ay squared yung given natin.
We have 16.52 po.
16.52 meter per second. They have the same answer. Hindi ba? Na-square root na ba to? Parang layo. Correction tayo, correction. Meron tayong 17 squared minus 2 times 9.8 times 10. So, 17 squared minus 2 times 9.8 times 10. That's 93. Taking the square root. Mali yung pag-square mo. Pakiulit. Ano muna tayo? 17 squared minus 2 times 9.8 times 10. So, di ba may sagot na yon. Tapos, pindutin nyo yung square root tapos ANS dun sa calculator.
9.64 po.
Okay. This will be 9.64. meter per seconds. That is the answer, the exact answer, 9.64. Same answer, Therese?
Apo.
Okay, so that is 9.64. Question about this? Meron ba? Ano naman? This is 8 minutes. Okay, next, consider the roller coaster illustrated below. What is the speed of the cart at the lowest point if the initial velocity of the cart is 25 meter per second? So, magkakaroon tayo ng given natin. The initial velocity is 25 meters per second. Height 1 is 15 meter and the height 2 is 3 meter. Tapos meron tayo itong, ito yung hinahanap natin ha. The initial, andito siya. Tapos going down here. So, So, ito yung H1 natin. This is the H1. That is 15. And the H2, ito yung 3 meter. So, ang hinaharap natin is yung V2 or final velocity. Yan, hinahanap natin. Now, solution, again, gamit tayo ng mghi plus 1/2 mvi squared is equal to mghf plus 1/2 mvf squared. So, let's consider na yung ano natin, mawawalan tayo ng mass. So, ang hinahanap natin is yung B2. Wait lang ang hinahanap natin ay B2. So, ito yung B2 natin. So, lipat natin ito dito. So, magkakaroon tayo dito ng 1/2 mvf squared is equal to mgh sub I plus 1/2 mvi squared minus mghf. Then, we need to divide by ano muna, tanggalin muna natin yung 1/2. So, multiply by 2 and by 2. So, yung time. So, cancel out ito. So, magkakaroon tayo ng mv f squared is equal to 2 mghi plus mvi squared minus 2 mghf. Yan. So, multiply natin siya ng 2 para mawala yung 1/2. Then, we need to divide by let's use the CMF dito sa right side. So, magkakaroon ng mvf squared is equal to, they are common in m. So, this is 2 ghi plus vi squared minus 2 GHF. Then, divide both side natin ng M and M. So, BF squared is equal to 2 GHI plus BI squared minus 2 GHF. Yan yung ating formula. Okay? So, we can now solve the given. So, magkakaroon tayo ng ating 2 times 9.8. Yung height 1 natin, ay yung initial height is 15 plus initial velocity, which is 25 squared minus 2 times 9.8 times yung height 2 natin is 3 or yung HF natin. So, VF, again, yung answer is kailangan nyo siyang i-square root. So, 2 times 9.8 times 15 plus 25 squared minus 2 times 9.8 times 3. What will be the answer? Sabi ng calculator.
29.32 po.
29.32 meter per second. Ito ba yun? Same answer with others? Yes, Pearl? Pares ba ng sagot?
29.33 po.
33?
Opo.
Opo. To round off.
Yeah. 29.33 meter per second as the answer. Okay po. Yes, pagod na sila. Oh, konti na lang. Okay, so next is the work energy theorem. So when we leave a book on the top of the table, we are doing work. When we transfer energy to And we transfer energy to the book into form of gravitational energy. So therefore, we have W is equal to delta PE is equal to PE sub F minus PE sub I, or W is equal to mgHF minus mgHI. Suppose we decide to push a cart, as we buy grocery with our parents, we know that the force we exert to the cart causes a change in the car's current state, which is at rest. So therefore, we have W's delta KE is equal to delta KEF minus KEI, or equal W 1/2 mb sub F squared minus 1/2 mbi squared. So yan. That is the work energy theorem. Ito lang naman yung formula na kailangan natin dyan. Okay. Hindi mag-alala. Last na to. Yan. So let's have the example. Ito minsan lang ko na. Let's reconnect muna. Okay, so the problem here is Joey's car is traveling on horizontal road with a speed of 35 meters per second. Having started from rest is 0, how much work is done in his 1-ton car to bring it up to speed? How much horizontal force is exerted by the car in order for it to move 35 meters? So the given here is the delta S is equal to 35 meters. The initial velocity is 0 because it's from rest. The final velocity is 35 meters per second. The mass is 1 ton, which is equal to 1,000 kilograms. Now, to solve the given, we need to use the W, the work for the KE. So, magkakaroon tayo ng W is equal to, this is for using the kinetic energy theorem. So, magkakaroon tayo ng delta KE is equal to KE sub F minus KE sub I. This will be equal to 1/2 mv F squared minus 1/2 mv I squared. So therefore, magkakaroon tayo dito ng 1/2 times 1,000 times yung ating velocity. The final this is 35 squared minus 1/2 of 1,000 times this is 0 squared. So since ito ay 0, mawawala na to. Yan. So ang problema na lang natin is 1/2 times 1,000 times 35 squared. What will be the work? Anyone? What's the answer?
600,
Okay,
600,000, 12,500 po. 600,000, 12,
Wait lang. Correct tayo, 612,500. Tama. Ayan, joules. That is the work for the kinetic energy theorem. Okay, the next is we have to use the work for nakalagay dito yung isa pa. So magkakaroon tayo dito ng yung sabi dito, how much horizontal force exerted? So horizontal force, so we need to use the first naman ang kailangan natin. So magkakaroon tayo ng W is equal to F times delta S over times cosine theta. So we need to find for the force. So therefore we have to divide this given by delta S then cosine theta. So delta S cosine theta. So cancel out. So therefore our force F is equal to W over delta S times cosine theta. Yan. Okay. So, magkakaroon tayo dito ng since the direction of the motion and the force is both horizontal, magkakaroon lang tayo na ating cosine ay 1. So, 0 siya. So, therefore, this will be W. Ang ating W is 6,1 to 500 divided by yung delta S natin is 35. This is cosine 1. Cosine 0 is 1. So, kaya magkakaroon tayo dito ng 1. So, what will be the final answer? Our force is equal to what?
7,500 po.
17,500
500 po.
This is Newton. So, ayan. That is the force na need sa given natin.